Alright, carrying on. More shriek bats over here, by the way. Oh my god. There's just more than I even remember. Well, this little buddy is a Grisby, volcanic carrion feeder. Carapace can be breached by missiles. Grisby's carapace has been fused together by superheated air. The barrier stands up to everything but concussive blasts. Intelligence is limited to instinctive scavenging patterns. Problem solved. I believe this is the room where superheated comes in, by the way. These guys are kind of annoying to deal with later. Burrower, tunneling insect predator. Even though they appear to... I mean, I guess those front limbs could be modified mouth parts. But it definitely looks like they have 8 limbs instead of 6. Similar to Beetle, although it spends more time underground, it seeks seismic disturbances than surfaces to attack. It is enough cunning to realize when something is too large for it to handle. Beyond that, it is fairly ignorant. What it lacks in brains, it makes up for with aggression. You know, that thing that famously works when a creature is underpowered. So, this is a Magmor. You know, the thing which the cavern is named after. Magmor, fire-breathing serpent that dwells in lava. Magmors prefer extreme heat zones and are susceptible to frigid attack forms. Sightless, their eyes say otherwise. They navigate the lava currents using sonar receptors, which I guess are the things which look like eyeballs. Magmors have a keen sense of smell, enabling them to pinpoint targets with startling accuracy. This is a worm. Yeah. I mean, they called a very clear arthropod a mollusk, so I don't know if they... Also, this landmine is an animal. I wouldn't think too hard on these. Puffer, unstable gas-filled organism, will rupture on contact. Puffers fill their bodies with lethal metavaporium gas and float about in search of food. If ruptured, the gas within Puffer is violently released. Despite their fragile bodies, Puffers are aggressive hunters. The gas cloud they release upon death is often fatal to the creature that brings them down as well. I think they have more health in the original. I think they take 2 hits in the original. Anyway, I believe, if this is the room I'm thinking it is, there is a thing there. We can't get it yet. We can't jump far enough. But it's there. You can see it. Oh, God. Samus, please. I'm gonna dodge right into lava. I mean, it wouldn't be me if Samus didn't dodge into lava, would it? Also, they made these more cracked than in the original. It's really real. There's a thing there. I wonder if this poison... No, this poison gas sticks around as long as it usually does. I think there's another Magmor in here somewhere. But, I digress. Unimportant. This room brings in these Triclops things. I don't know why they're called Triclops. They clearly have 1 eye and 3 grabby bits, but whatever. Triclops. Hard-shelled creature with powerful jaws. The Triclops is a hunter-gatherer. It collects bits of small creatures and bits of foodstuffs and then deposits them elsewhere for later consumption. Hard tripartite mandibles it uses to move earth and rock are quite strong and difficult to escape once ensnared. These guys are kind of annoying, but like not hard to kill. They chase you a little bit, and then they eat bomb and die. But if they grab you before they eat bomb, they move you somewhere annoyingly after a few seconds. Anyway, this is the Triclops pit. Dodongo. It do dislike smoke. Now, down here, there's a hole to get another item. There's also a whole bunch of Triclops. It is called the Triclops pit, after all. No! Don't take me all the way back to the beginning. Don't. Oh, thank God. Come on! As I said, they're very annoying. They're not hard, necessarily. Also, you cannot control the camera in Morph Ball, I have to say. Come on, camera, rotate. No! What do you mean you didn't get that bomb? My arch nemesis was dealt with. I returned to my task the task at hand. Why did they never make a Metroid? What do you mean? Is that sarcastic? Because they definitely did. This is storage cavern. By the way, to give you an idea of like the item bloat we're talking about, the Chosen Ruins has 20 missile tanks. Magmoor Caverns has 3. Most areas have 9. Storage cave. I said Varia for this. I think it needs Spider, actually. Doesn't it? No, wait. Sorry, I'm looking at my list, and anyway. Yeah, I was mistaken. Sarcasm, yeah, okay, good. It's like, I don't know how familiar you are with the series, but there, in fact, do be a pinball. Oh, here's the entrance. Oh, God, camera. I wish Prime 4 better have camera controls for Morph Ball, I swear to God. I heard someone say, well, the static camera angles won't work. Suck it up, make it work. It's annoying. Like, obviously the camera has some amount of rotation. Just tie that rotation to the stick. I don't know. I find sometimes the Metroid fanbase Discord will say, it's fine as it is because I managed to deal with it. And, like, that doesn't mean that it's not bad. Like, obviously it's not impossible, but like, I'd prefer not. I'd prefer camera. Camera good. Camera let me see. So these turrets have more health than the ones on the frigate, but they're exactly the same. Now, for the time being, we're actually going to go this way. There is something down there, by the way. Doesn't mean the desert is right. Exactly. These things will push you down, by the way, if you don't wait for them. They will, like, spike you directly into the lava. There is, I think, a Magmoor in here. Yeah, there he is. Whoa! Oh my God, we got them all! We supplies 10 rounds. This guy is kind of annoying to deal with because he's on such a small platform, and it takes so long for you to actually get movement in Morph Ball. Ratings, and yet I had less fun time with it. I would need to. I don't think I had time to watch that VOD. I'd like to see why it, because like, what is it? You know, I'll get the other item on the way back. Because there's an item going back the other way, but I want to go this way for now because efficiency-wise, there is an item somewhat nearby here that I can get now. Actually, a couple of them if we go back to the ship. But I'm gonna be back to the ship at another time anyway, so I think I'd rather just wait for now. But yeah, this takes us to Talon Overworld. Because, Soldiers was a really hard-as-nails game. And granted, they did do a balance patch, because Soldiers was too rough for the majority of people. I picked the easy class for as hard as it was. I picked the easy class pre-balance. Mage might be the easy class post-balance. I'm not sure. I want to do a second playthrough of Soldiers on stream someday with a different class, because, like, sure, I'll know all the story and all, like, a lot of the item locations, but man, I'll have no idea how to play the video game. I'd have to relearn basically every boss fight, and that's fun. But I don't know where to slide that into my schedule. I'm already going to have to skip Advanced Wars, probably, because I've got, like, a whole bunch of games I need to catch up on from when I was playing Xenoblade. And then Zelda comes up immediately after Advanced Wars, so I need... Why did they release it in April? You could have released it in March. There's nothing coming out in March. Anyway, that missile tank was what I wanted to grab, because we were in the area. Oh my god! Do not underestimate the spiky, the lava what which spike you. Really? No, Missiles! Missiles are what you decided to give me there. Okay. This part is also not fun, on not analog controls. Up here, there is a missile tank. Save checkpoint. Yeah, that was the problem Soldiers had for a lot of it, is that Soldiers had, like, no checkpointing, and unlike Dark Souls games, you didn't autosave when you... Or it didn't it's not like Tunic or Dark Souls where, like, yeah, you died, but, like, your progress was saved. You just happened to lose a couple resources and, like, a bunch of stuff since then. Also, Soldiers' healing items do not restock at bonfires. Which made Tunic, did I say Tunic? I meant Soldiers. So it has problems, but I think I had a lot of fun with it. It, like, felt weirdly Metroid-y for me for a game without ranged combat. Because Metroid has, like, its own distinct feel from, like, other Metroidvanias. That, like, other Metroidvanias don't quite capture, which is why I'm always happy to play a Metroid game. Even if the rest of the fan base isn't. Alright. There's a fourth one. Well, I think I'm in the safe zone. Some computers. I'll scan these, and I don't think any of these are lore. Report any signs of mag or predator activity to Security Central at once. Oh my god. Local crystal formations possess low phazon residue, so if you couldn't gather this from the terminals, this is a pirate base. They do have high value to the monks of Grandheim, however. I wonder if those will ever come up again. Recommended processing of crystal for that market phase on operations cease. Geothermal power routing to this station is complete. Unstable magma flow is a concern. Remove tower from geothermal grid if fluctuations exceed station levels. Knockback sends you halfway across the room. Oh, so like Metroid 2. The immersion pistons are leaching power from the magma pools as planned. Geothermal power source is promising. Recommend energy command. Deactivate central dynamo to switch to geothermal power at once. Interesting little pirate lore. Or pirate happenings? Since lore is an actual thing in this game. So, this is like the one challenge that I hate. Like, I could do... I don't like it, but I could do triple bomb jumping. Like, this bomb jumping anywhere. The problem with this room is that these blocks are destructible. And they take 2 bombs. And to bomb jump, you need to set 2 bombs. And if you mistime it at all, you're going straight into the drink. It's really obnoxious. I was playing a randomizer of Prime 1, and the randomizer does not work for the trilogy version. And I had to give up checking this item. If I ever get stuck, I'll know where to look. But like the odds of it being not something useful are high because, you know, there's like 50 missile tanks, 5 power bombs, and right back to the chosen ruins because I missed that Oculus. Don't worry, you have to come back that way anyway. Access to Fendrana Drifts North granted. Please step into the hologram. I may actually get the boost ball. I wasn't thinking I'd have time for the boost ball, but I may grab it. I mean, I got 15 minutes left. Oh, speaking of which, I collected transport A, Triclops pit. Oh no, not Triclops pit. God damn it. I forgot that there's an actual item in Triclops pit, but I got the Fire Shores. Yeah, that leaves. There are 3 items left in Magmore. Cite the lore while I'm at it. Nice. So this is, I think, the area that has the most memorable music in the game, besides maybe one other. A lot of people, like, praise a lot of the boss music in this game, and I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember a lot of it. It just goes in one ear and out the other. I mean, Prime 3 has like, the best boss fight theme in the series. There's a save room here, and even though it's not near what I would do for a cut, because I'm planning to cut episodes into. What is that playing on after all this time? Shozo magic. Don't worry about it. Speaking of this I'll talk about that platform later. There's a way to get to that I did not know about. Oh wait, I need to scan things. Crystallite, territorial cold weather scavenger. The crystal of a crystallite reflects beam weapons and can only be cracked by concussive blasts. That's actually incorrect, but we'll talk about that much later. They hang upside down in an ice cave during the larval stages. Moisture runs off their body and forms into the hard ice shell, which the crystallite retains for the rest of its life. And then global warming happened. The end. These things are... Ooh. These things are annoying to scan in certain locations. Flickerbat, scavenger with optical camouflage that renders it invisible to the naked eye. Flickerbats are deceptive creatures. The only way to track them reliably is with X-ray imaging. They fly ceaselessly, hunting insects and other small prey that float on the air currents. Flickerbats tend to fly in cyclical hunting patterns using primitive sonar to navigate. Whoop! So yeah, you need to scan this actually before you go up where I was going. Yep. 3 missable enemies. And a missable, research log. As well as, of course, the usual boss fight. I know what they all are, and I'm going to encounter 2 of them pretty quickly. Red scans are either important or required to activate something. Yes. Or lore. Which may or may not be important depending on who you ask. Scatter Bambu. Pulsing tendrils of energy extend to the creature's body. Like all bambus, these creatures should only be armed with electrical energy. Proximity to the life forms may result in electrical visor interference. It's possible to avoid engaging scatter bambus by rolling into the morph ball and slipping in between the rolling energy streams. Here's the other back enemy. Baby Sheegoth, the glacial predator. Ice shell protects vulnerable dorsal area. Young Sheegoths grow a resilient shell of ice on their backs, which serves to protect a layer of vulnerable flesh. This being their only weak point, baby Sheegoths will turn quickly in order to do not allow predators the opportunity to strike at their backs. Powerful hunters, they fire bursts of ultra-cold gas at potential prey and then feast on their frozen victim. This enemy type gets reused later. Like, this exact enemy type gets reused later in Prime 2. There's also a missile tank covered in ice over here. If you want to add that to notes that you're keeping. I love the ice texture in this game. There's also one in the previous room, baby Shoggoth. Speaking of missile tanks, there's also a magnetic rail right here. 5 missiles in their spines. Yeah, I found that I think Charge Beam's more effective. For whatever reason. One of the inadmissible scans is this little guy. Ice Burrower. Burrower adapted to sub-freezing climates. The hardy life form, the Ice Burrower, has adopted... Oh, also, this is a dick move, by the way, because it, like, visibly does not seem any different, because you barely see it. Burrower has adapted to the frigid climate of Phendrana. It spends most of its time tunneling through frozen soil, but will occasionally surface to attack nearby passerbys. You know, I can just ignore these guys. They're not going to do me that much damage to me, and I'm on a tight schedule. I gotta go. Oh my god, I got stuck on the door. No, I have to wonder, actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nope. Charge Beam just does more damage. I was like, is it like... Because with the burst shot, it does take 5... Anyway, while you're in here... where is it? There is something that's also missable, and you don't need to scan it now, but you might as well. This thing. This hanging rock structure appears to have a weak spot near its base. Some stalactites can be dislodged from ceilings, allowing them to be used as platforms to cross otherwise unreachable areas. That is another missable scan, which I will mark off later, because I want to get through this area quickly. There's also this lore scan. As the great poison reaches ever further into the planet, we Chozo begin to feel the gnawings of despair. Before it is too late, we now make our last stand. We have begun to build a temple to contain this darkness. At its heart, we will place a cipher, a mystical lock, powered by the 12 artifacts, and filled with as much power as Chozo can harness. We wonder, though, even when we are done, will it be too late? And will the power of the temple and the cipher itself prove strong enough to hold back the poisonous tide that even now swells within the ground, threatening all life? Lots of reading in this one. I need water. It's a good thing I'm not playing this every day. Or every stream day. Which is also not every day, but it's... Anyway. There's a couple items in this room, by the way. If I'm not mistaken. That's where I'm running off to. I'll probably miss one eventually. There is also one in this room, by the way. Chose a script translated. So many creatures suffer beneath the blight upon the land, and we chosen are no exception. But for all our pain, we can at least believe in the promise of the future. We have come to believe that a time may never come when we can once again open the door and banish the darkness we've contained. Even so, our vigilance will forever remain. We believe that on some far-off day, a savior will come and begin and continue what we have begun. For that savior, we will leave our ancient weapons and armor. The soul who can gather them will be the entrusted one, the only being who can reverse the evil that grows here. There's also a Sheogoth down here. Right, this lines the platforms. These platforms collapse, by the way. I found this out the hard way when I replayed this on Prime Hack, where I was like, what that? And then I turned around and got. And this gives us Boost Ball. And the hiccups, apparently. So yeah, I use the jump button to charge, which I hope they remap in Prime 4. Because the jump button should be the jump button. And some other button, like maybe the lock-on button, because it's not being used in Morph Ball, can be the boost button. It gets better in later games, but Boost Ball kind of sucks in this one. It's a lot slower than it is in future installments. Whoop. Ow. So now that we've got Boost Ball, there's actually a couple things we can do in past areas. Because I don't know if anyone noticed, but there is more than a couple other half-pipes like that throughout the land. But for right now... Oh! Ripley! From the hit series Alien. For right now, I think we're gonna go off and throw down a save.